Welcome to BioGlobe. If you like this channel, please share and subscribe. Today we are going to discuss about the transmission of infection. Myself Mohammad Jasil, Assistant Professor, Department of Microbiology, Marcus Arts and Science College, Adavanad. The first transmission is through air, that is mainly by inhalation. The organism in mouth and respiratory tract are expelled out in the form of droplets during the process like talking, coughing and sneezing, etc. Among these, the sneezing is most dangerous. Out of sneezing, about 10 raised to 5 to 10 raised to 6 organisms per sneeze are expelled through air. The fate of droplets depends upon mainly in size. Droplets greater than 100 micrometer fall to the ground and become dry. The pathogens resistant to drying remain viable in dust and it causes infections. Droplets smaller than 100 micrometer evaporate to form minute particles called droplets of nuclei. That is, the size is being 1 to 10 micrometer and remain airborne for 1 to 2 hours and act as a source of infection. Infections transmitted by this route are, for example, tuberculosis, influenza, measles and mumps. These are the infections transmitted through air, mainly via inhalation. Then second one, the transmission of infection through contact. Contact is mainly of two types, direct contact and indirect contact. First one, direct contact, that is mainly by sexual intercourse or kissing or close bodily contact. This route transmits contagious diseases such as syphilis and gonorrhea. These are main STDs. And second one, indirect contact. Indirect contact is mainly by agency of fomites. Fomites are inanimate objects such as clothing, bedding, pencils or toys which may be contaminated with pathogen from one person and act as a vehicle for its transmission to another person. Example, transmission of diphtheria in school children by sharing of pencils and transmission of trachoma by sharing of face towels. These are the different examples of infection through contact. Then third source or third transmission is known as ingestion. Gastrointestinal tract infections are generally transmitted by ingestion of contaminated food or water. Infections are transmitted by ingestions may be first one waterborne, for example cholera, second one foodborne, for example food poisoning, third one handborne, for example dysentery. In handborne infections, the hands are contaminated with organisms in fecal matter is transmitted during feeding if hands are not properly washed. Then fourth transmission is through insects. Insects may act as a vector and transmit infections from one person to another. The transmission may be first one mechanical, second one biological. Then first one mechanical, the direct transmission without development of microorganism with the help of legs, wings or body. Mainly the disease to be transmitted with the help of legs, wings or body of insects. Without development of microorganism, that is known as mechanical transmission. That is mainly due to direct transmission. There is no development of microorganism. Example, dysentery. Second one, biological transmission. The transmission during which there is development of pathogen in the body of insects. Here we can develop or we can see the development of pathogen through the body of insect. Example, transmission of malaria through parasites. Then fifth one, inoculation. Inoculation means transmission of pathogen. Some infections may occur by direct inoculation of causative agent in tissue. Inoculation is the another transmission of disease mainly through pathogen. In some infections it may occur by direct inoculation of causative agent in tissue. For example, transmission of rabies by virus by dog bite. Mainly rabies disease is transmitted or directly inoculated through dog bite. Then Transmission of arboviruses by insect vectors. Infection by inoculation may be iatrogenic when unsterile syringes and surgical equipments are used. Iatrogenic means physician-induced infections. We have already discussed that. The infection by inoculation may be iatrogenic when unsterile syringes and surgical equipments are used. For example, HIV and hepatitis B virus may be transmitted by transfusion of infected blood or by using contaminated syringes and needles. That is known as needle stick injury. That is contaminated syringes and needles to be injected with our skin. Then iatrogenic transfer. The transmission of infection may sometimes occur during diagnostic or therapeutic procedures such as catheterization, injection, lumbar puncture, dialysis, etc. This type of transfer is known as iatrogenic transfer. Seventh transmission is known as congenital transfer. Transmission of infection from mother to fetus in utero by crossing the placental barrier is known as congenital or vertical transfer. This may result in abortion, miscarriage or stillbirth. The pathogens such as Treponema pallidum, HIV, rubella virus, Plasmodium species are able to cross the placental barrier and infect fetus in utero. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please share and subscribe.